You might have to put a pipe on it the first time and remove the drive shaft bolts connecting to the rear axle. Use a pipe to perceived the looseness of these. There we go. Remove the bottom 2 bolts. Mark your drive shaft so that way it goes in the same way it came out, so it's balanced right. Mark where it went in so you know. Look like a crayon. Alright, now loosen the other 2. Loosen the bottom 2 bolts same way you did the top. 2 bolts out. You push the drive shaft into the transmission, but do not pull it out of the trans or you'll leak oil will come out of the transmission. So just pull it down and push it to the side. And then you can get to your brake cables. After coming down to the floor, and then you got this T-bracket. You have to push the cables forward to get them out. So if I push the cable forward, let's see if I do this other hand. They'll come out of the slot. Then you can do the same to the other side. Push it forward and then pop them out of the bracket. Then you have to squeeze. I already pulled this one out. But you have to squeeze right here the prongs to pull it out of that hole. So on the other side I'll have to squeeze these to pull it out of the bracket. After you disconnect the cable from the bracket, you gotta pull it through, route it through. You have to pull out this lower grommet down here. And then pull the cable out. The screw holding the bracket. And then pull the bracket out. At the brake end, at the calipers, pull this out. I took pliers and I pulled it out to loosen it. And then you just wiggle it out, pull this end out. Pulling out the old cable we had to beat and get it out. Once we get the old cable out, we're going to route the new one. So we'll route the new one through the hole over here. And then down through this hole. With the brake cable from the caliper, there's a little C-clip on there. You got to pull the C-clip off. So there's a C-clip. That's what holds it. That's what holds it in place. Then after you pull the C-clip out, you work the cable around. And then you'll just pull this whole unit. It'll just pull right through. Route the cable back through this hole. And then route this cable back through the pin. Poke it through this hole. Poke it through that hole. So pull the cable through. Route it behind that clip. And this thing, once you push it through, you gotta put that C-clip back in. That's what holds this in place. Once you put that C-clip, snaps in, and this won't pull out. And now we'll pull the cable from the other end. So route the cable through the bottom hole where the grommet goes. Slide the grommet up, and then we're gonna bolt this in place. I routed the second cable through and pushed it both in. And so now I gotta push, I slid the one in through the clip on the side, and this one there's a slot. I'll push that through the slot and connect the last piece, and then my new cables will be installed. Car neutral, spun the wheels and lined up our chalk line, so we put the 2 bolts in. We started the 2 bolts, and now you can spin the transmission, and put in all 4 bolts, and then you put it back in into gear to tighten them up.